Welcome back to Technique Tuesday. I'm Billy Jo, and today I'm going to be taking you through a FitSteps Samba. So the Samba is the ultimate party dance. We think of Rio, we think of the carnival. It's all glitz, it's all glamour. We have got influences from all around the world for the Samba. Absolutely everywhere you can think of, there is an element that's made its way into this dance. It is a real fusion. But the Samba that we have come to know and love, and the Samba that you're most likely to see on Strictly or here when we're doing FitSteps with you on demand, is the Samba that takes most of its influence from Brazil. It's very earthy, it's all about the energy, and it's a whole body dance. We dance the Samba full on with every inch of our body. And we start, as always, from the feet upwards. So let's talk a little bit about your Samba feet. Most of the time in the Samba, we're going to be working with a ball flat action, which means we land on the ball of the foot first before lowering the heel so that the foot becomes flat. There are times in the Samba where we will use a heel first. It is quite rare, but we do it. And when we do it bravely. It's a real strong action. But for now, we work on the premise that we're going to be using the ball flat action throughout. Now, I'm just turning slightly to the side so that you can see me. And if I just take a slight step forward, my normal action walking would be to land on my heel. But we're into the Samba. So we're going to keep everything nice and soft. And in the Samba, before we go anywhere, we tend to go up. The Samba always breathes. So we say we tend to go up to go down. So if I go up, it's much easier for me to place the ball of my foot on the floor first and then lower the heel as I go down. So if we go up to go down, through squidgy knees and soft hips, we go up, land on the ball of the foot and down. Good. Right, let's do that again. So we go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. When we take that step backwards, it's a very natural thing to do, to put the ball of your foot on the floor first. It would be very awkward to try and do that the other way around. So let's take that forward. We'll practice just with a couple of forward and back Samba basics on whichever foot that you've got free, hopefully the one that's closest to the screen. Ball flat, and when we do this, the spare step, the step in between, we don't actually lower the heel. So we do ball flat, ball, ball flat, and it will become clearer when I do this one backwards. Ball flat, just the ball of the foot, ball flat. So we just take part weight there. We don't have to take the weight fully onto that foot. Ball flat, ball, ball flat, ball flat, ball, ball flat, ball flat, ball flat, ball flat, ball flat. And then when we walk, ball flat, keeping that bounce, ball flat. Good. Now, that looks like we're just bouncing along. Ball flat, ball flat, ball flat, ball flat. It looks very soft. It looks very clean, but it doesn't look very Samba. So lots of elements. I said Samba is a body dance. We're going to cover a lot of body elements today. We've covered the ball flat through the feet. We're now going to soften through our knees every time we flatten that foot. So we soften the knee, ball flat, ball, ball flat, soften the knee, ball flat, ball, ball flat, soft knees when we walk, ball flat, ball flat. Starting to look a little bit more Samba. Good. Lovely. Just rewinding our way back. So again, we're going to layer in these elements. Please take these elements and add them in when you're ready. Rewind each one. Practice it until you're ready to add the next layer. When we dance, it's all about adding layers. We don't ever go in right at the top. We just start with the basic layers. And we'll start today by adding all those layers until you find the one that you're comfortable with. So we ball flat and soft knees. Ball flat and soft knees. Ball flat and soft knees. At the same time, we would like to get what we call a little pendulum action going through our hips. I'm going to come a little bit closer to the screen. It's not a really big forwards and back. We're not rowing. So my hips are tipping. All I'm doing is if I find my rib and my hip bone, I'm just closing the gap ever so slightly. It makes that little swing through the hips. It tilts up and back, up and back, up. Just by closing that little gap. And then we add that in. Let's add that layer. And I'm going to do it on the stationary samba first. Coming in a little bit closer. Soft knees, swing the hips. Soft knees and swing the hips. Do it back. Prepare. We go back. Everything comes forward. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. It's a little bit like a slinky here or a piece of elastic. It's going to stretch and breathe and stretch and breathe. And that keeps going throughout. We just do that forward and backwards. I'm going to place my hands here so that you can see my hips more easily. So we do 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. How does that look when we take our samba walk? I'm going to demonstrate it in a samba walk because every step forward really is a samba walk. 1, 2. 1, 2. We can do this on the spot. 1, 2. 1, 2. It's probably the best one to practice on because we can really tilt forwards and then we can pendulum back. 1, 2. Still ball flat through the feet. Still squidgy knees. Good. Lovely. So what else is happening during this step? During this tick action. We call this the tick action. So we're forward and back, squidgy knees on soft feet that are going ball flat. But we also would like to go a little bit to the side. The pendulum action also works side to side. So if I just demonstrate those back rocks that we covered briefly. Squidgy knees here. Soft knees, soft feet, pendulum hips. When I take my pendulum and do a back rock, I'm also going to swing to the side. So this becomes a little circle. And that is where we involve the whole body because now my rib cage is involved and my shoulders are also involved. Everything now is moving. If I bring my arms up, we have that full sweep all the way from the top of my head down to the bottom of my feet. And we're really making it look like we could party. In Rio, in those glamorous heels, feathers all the way up to our head, full pendulum, bounce action, samba tick. Okay, fantastic. So we use the bounce action through most of the samba, not always. Like we covered earlier, we don't always use the heel, but when we do, it's a very definite heel. Today we are going to cover a step called the chaca, where we're just going to place our heel on the floor after we've taken a big brave step forward. I'm going to break this one down for you because it can catch people. We step forward on our brave heel, forward. We tap the heel, heel, toe, heel. And then we take that ball flat action back and we tap the toe, toe, heel, toe. Arms can be up and heel and toe and heel, or they can be back onto the hips. If you just want to focus on the feet, hands on the hips is absolutely fine. And take it back, 2, 1, 2, same timing. Okay, so just to recap, the things that we're going to focus on in your full samba dance: ball flat through the feet, squidgy knees throughout, pendulum through the hips, forward and back, and also side to side. And then we add in the top half, even if your arms are in a hug hold, when we start to add in that little pendulum circle and the ball flat action through the feet, the whole body gets involved with the arms as well. And everything starts to look like a real carnival. Join me next for the dance.